Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to MSNBC, my snarky news broadcasting channel. All of the news, none of the pants. My name, of course, is Antoine the Great, and I've been joined by two gorgeous co-hosts. One of them who is extremely distracted, Wren from Wren Relations and Shitlords Anonymous.
Hey guys!
As well as Ishtar from her own Twitch streams, in where she does voices for Cyber Demon Gaming.
Hello! How are you?
And as promised, I can guarantee at least one of these gorgeous ladies are not wearing pants. So, I'll let you decide who.
Not me! I'm not wearing pants.
None of the host's volume? Did I lower myself too much?
I don't know.
Probably. I've been re-listening to the streams and I am very loud, so I didn't want to talk over everyone.
Thank you, Brianna. You're a darling.
Hi, Brianna.
Tom, I don't know what you did to get her, but keep the bribery up, dude.
Speaking of people in chat, there's been some conversation going, so let's go ahead and say hello to everyone. Zar was first, which really disappointed Mitzi to the point where she actually said the F word. Shame on you, Mitzi. Language.
Mitzi.
Ray was third.
Wait. Mitzi, our innocent little Twittersaurus, was swearing?
Yes. And then threatened, and going so far as to threaten to delete Zar's message so she could be first.
Mitzi! Shame on you!
Mitzi, do you need to go into the corner?
I think Mitzi needs a timeout.
I think Mitzi wants a spanking. Ben
That
C.
is probably more accurate.
Ben C is here. How's it going, Ben? I think Pen was a drive-by watcher. She was here and then she's gone. She says she's going to bed because she has school tomorrow. So if you watch this tomorrow, Pen, hello.
Hi!
Let's see.
And Zal was picking on Mitzi. Canada doesn't exist.
It is
it's
a mass hallucination. It's a mass hallucination. That's what it is.
We all know that Canada is really just the attic for the US.
And Australia is a hologram.
Yeah.
Jacob is here. How's it going? He wants to know about the gay penguins. I honestly hope Optimus Prime eventually shows up.
Can someone message him?
Brianna is here. How's it going, darling? And of course, Tom is here. And Mitzi answers right there that she definitely needs a spanking. And Tom bribes Brianna with...
This is why you put her in the corner and make her sit there and think about what she did. If you give her the spanking, she gets what she wants.
And Tom says, I bribe her in kisses and cheeseburgers. I'm pretty sure I'm getting the better end of the deal. That is an honest-to-God truth if I have ever heard it.
Mm-hmm.
He gets regular tacos. Brianna, I think that's dirtier than I thought you meant it to be.
He gets foot rubs, too.
Mm.
Which, no. You're not getting foot rubs, Antoine. Sorry.
I don't want foot rubs.
I'll take foot rubs, though.
Yes, I know. Matt has told me there mass amounts of times he's given you a foot rub.
Okay, to be fair, he hasn't given me a foot rub since my plantar fasciitis got better.
But you got him, didn't you?
I did, but it's for medical reasons, not for pamper reasons.
Well, you can just ask him.
I could.
But he's supposed to be a mind reader. I mean, that's what men are for.
Right?
And Zeo Gold pops into the chat to say, I'm still mending from the last Vox, also Taco Tuesday. Yes, see, I would rather have a foot-long rub. Yeah. It's good to know. It's good to know our chat is up to snuff and what I enjoy.
I will tell. Say Canada's real all you want. It's not real.
Antoine, I will tell Sarah to wash her feet and get on that.
Well, I've never done that before. So, we were discussing beforehand, I'm going to say it because it may possibly happen, we don't want to confuse people. We were possibly discussing bringing on another anchor. Now, the first choice we had was Brockus, since he did host CNN over on the Cunt Stream before Schmeckel destroyed everything.
He is pretty good at raging. It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, Brockus is busy on Tuesdays. So, if you really want him on MSNBC, I suggest you go to his Twitter and flood him with requests to be on this show. Here, let me get his Twitter. I will be right back. You two talk amongst yourself.
Mean.
He's gonna shame him in.
I mean, if it works, it's a very feminine tactic. We use it all the time.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
It's not like I've been learning from you two constantly.
Hey. We never shame you into anything.
No, you don't. No, you don't shame me into anything. You just flat out force me into it. There's a huge difference.
You're not wrong.
You're not wrong, but you're the product. What do you expect?
We have to get you to perform.
Oh, darling, you don't need to do anything to get me to perform. All you have to do is take that top off.
Well.
So, that... I want to keep my channel. And I'm sure Matt wants to keep me on his channel. Alright, so that is Brockus's Twitter. If you want, go ahead and... There you go, Ray even has a hashtag already. So spam hashtag we want Brockus on MSNBC.
Yes, on MSNBC you have to specify. Let's see if we can get this trending. Let's really confuse Twitter.
Brockus will be confused too. Why am I trending? Why?
If we could get Brockus trending, I think that would be great, but I don't think it's going to happen. It would be amazing. So we are in the process of looking for another anchor, because I do believe that the three of us are really good, but I think another personality might be able to help. Getting a little bit more... Yeah, getting a bit more distinguishing features of news instead of just the Florida man and the cringe and the science. I know you guys enjoy that, but there's so much other styles out there. There's entertainment, YouTube. I don't know Hard Bastard, so I'm not going to ask him. Things like that. So,
the person we're looking for, ideally, and yes, we can nearly guarantee that Brockus will be without pants.
That's not a good thing. That would actually drive people away. But, it's...
Okay, I've seen Brockus's thighs. They're pretty impressive.
Have I considered more women? Listen, I did a morning show with 4 women on it for 1 episode. I thought it was going to be fun. Yeah, I thought it was going to be fun. Because, it's 4 women that have a thing for me. Was it fun? No, it wasn't. It was, Antoine, do this. Antoine, do that. Antoine, you need to do this. Antoine, will you do this already?
Antoine, can we start the show?
We might as well. But if there's someone...
Theo Gold has a great suggestion. We should get Tim Pool.
Oh, yes, because I'm best friends with Mr. Pool. I'm sure he's going to want to do this cheap-ass show. Have you heard it? We wouldn't be able to get a word in edgewise. He would just keep going, and then, Tim, you're fired, and then I'd have to boot him, and then it's just weird.
That's true. Utterly ridiculous news might be a good break for him.
True.
And yes, Zeo Gold, I know you weren't actually suggesting him. I was being snarky.
Alright, we have some new people who've stumbled in. So Yeknomino's here. Long time no see, Yeknomino. Damn Alien's here. James Luck is here. How's it going, Steve? We got everyone is here. So let's go ahead and get started. And guess what?
Did we say hi to Damn Alien?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
We are going to start with Florida Man this time. Because I said so.
You're actually going to start the show?
Yes.
Wow. Wren?
Yeah?
Calendar.
So, we all know Florida Man likes drugs, right?
Well, yeah, it's Florida.
It's Florida. Meth is practically the #1 supply. we all know that Florida Man is adept at hiding drugs.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
Particularly up their orifices.
Or
Ah.
Lunchables.
Yes, Lunchables. I have a question for everyone, and you are never gonna guess it.
Okay.
Where did Florida Man hide his drugs for this story? Now, I will give one answer, honestly, to a question about where he hid it.
Up his
I'm
ass?
gonna go ahead and say his stomach, since Wren got his ass.
That sounds horrible the way you said it.
Oh, Za says Opal. We should get Opal.
Oh!
No.
What's the matter, Antoine?
I will hurt you.
The new host.
I will hurt you. Folks, if her screen suddenly goes wonky and we're down a co-host and looking for two more, you know what happened. No, so Wren said his ass, you say his stomach.
Yes, because I was gonna go with his ass, but then
Wren beat you to it.
Uh-huh.
Alright, well, believe it or not, Ishtar, you are very close.
Huh?
Let me get to the button. Here we go.
Apparently my Opal laugh made Steve Fernandez hurt a little.
380-pound Florida man arrested after hiding drugs in his belly button.
How
That was
fat
pretty
is he that-
close.
How fat is he that he can have stash stuff in his belly button?
380 pounds.
How tall is he?
That's a good question.
I
How
don't
tall
know.
is he?
I don't know. 380-pound Florida man used his belly button to stash a bag of meth, police said. We're talking about meth. Martin, middle name.
Martin Jeffrey.
Martin Jeffrey Skelly, 41, of St. Petersburg, was busted early Saturday after he reportedly showed up to a McDonald's in Clearwater with a drug-filled needle.
A drug-filled needle? Just
A
one?
drug-filled needle. Investigators found a 28-gauge needle on Skelly, and he was arrested on charges of possession of methamphetamine, the smoking gun reported. Citing an arrest affidavit. Police searched Skelly before he was booked at Pinellas County Jail. Before he was transported, authorities asked Skelly if he had any more contraband on him, warning him that he could face additional charges if more drugs were found on him at the jail. But Skelly said no. While he was being processed at the jail, police found a small bag of meth wedged deep within the belly button cavity of Skelly. I was just being dumb and not thinking, Skelly reportedly said when police found the drugs. He was hit with 2 more felony charges after the drugs were discovered.
Yeah, totally. Just being dumb. Yes, it's a simple mistake.
Forcing meth up your belly button. Yeah, trying to hide it from the cops. It's something interesting, I think.
It's more creative than up your butt.
I thought
Yeah, it is.
it is a new version of the prison pocket. It's the prison purse.
No, you have to be female to have that.
Well, I'm sure he's going to be bent over enough, so we might as well just call it a purse. So, what do we want to move on with next? Do we want to go with Steve's favourite cringe, or do we want to actually get into something spooky or financial that Ishtar's going to talk our ear off on? Yes, the smoking gun is still in business.
I would be offended, but it's far too accurate. So shut up.
Oh, Yeknomeno said he had a few speedballs in the stomach flaps.
Oh.
Yeah.
No.
Alright, since no one's making a decision, we're going to go on with cringe.
All right.
Wren,
Well,
cringe us, baby.
I will cringe us. Murderer who briefly died in hospital goes to court to claim he's served his life sentence.
Wait, what? Hold on, it's not... it's not loading, and I really want it to load, so give me a second.
Alright.
There we go.
Okay.
That's... Technically he died. Alright, it's up.
A man serving life for a murder claims he has served his sentence because he died during a medical emergency. A court has denied his request to be released because if he can make such a plea, he must still be alive.
No, Lionel, he is not on MSNBC yet. Apparently... Hold on, I have to check his Twitter. Keep talking. I'm gonna check his Twitter.
Yeah. Benjamin Schrober, 66, was convicted of beating a man to death in 1997 and has been behind bars ever since. He says his heart stopped 5 times out of hospital in May 2015, where he had been taken from Iowa State Penitentiary in Fort Madison. Years earlier, he had signed a do not resuscitate agreement, according to Des Moines Register. The medical staff called his brother in Texas, who told him that if Schoenberg was in pain, they could give him something to ease it. Court records repeatedly said otherwise they were to allow him to die. Doctors administered IV fluids and operated to fix damage done by kidney stones, the paper added. Schoenberg apparently argued that his sentence to life was not life plus 1 day. He asked to be released in April 2018, something the Iowa appeals courts has now ruled against. Court said either he is alive, in which case he must remain in prison, or he is dead, and in which case the appeal is moot.
I don't know.
He did technically die.
What he should have... Sorry.
I was saying, he did technically die like 5 times.
I mean, he made a thorough attempt at murder. Well, self-murder.
He made a thorough attempt at how do I get out of this? I know. I technically died here, so does that mean my life sentence is over?
I mean, they did the right thing. He absolutely should not be out of prison.
I mean, if he was still alive, get Johnny Cochran on this one, and I'm pretty sure he'd be a free man. So
Johnny Cochran could make that argument in 2 seconds.
So I don't see anything actually going on his Twitter. He hasn't responded to anybody.
Yeah.
He's
Lionel.
probably right now thinking of ways to murder you.
Lionel, if you really want Brockus on here, I suggest you tweet at him with the hashtag #WeWantBrockus on MSNBC. Now, I can't tell you how many times to tweet him that.
Just do it 5 million times. I'm sure Brockus would love his Twitter.
But if you...
Let's confuse him, guys. Let's have him trending on Twitter, and he'll have no clue why. Actually, we'd probably confuse actual MSNBC, the channel, as well.
Why? I mean, we're better show than them anyway.
We are, but they might be going, why do we want Brockus? And Brockus is going, why do we want to be on that?
Actually, I'm pretty sure they'd be saying, who the fuck is Brockus? But you might even want to add some of those Groiper pictures that you like to tweet out, Lionel. Just saying. Just to get his attention.
Lionel, if you really want to get Brockus' attention, look up any orc romance novel covers for pictures. He loves having those sent to him.
He's going to... I can just imagine tomorrow or sometime tonight, my DMs on Discord are just going to fucking explode.
What the fuck? He loves it. You just find like a taken by the orc picture from a romance cover. He loves it. He totally loves it.
Totally.
You know,
Absolutely,
I
totally.
don't think this is the way to get Brockus here.
it's a way to get his attention. Once we get his attention, then we can... Look, I've worked with the man before. You get him all ragey, and then you let him rage out, and while he's tired and broken down by whatever got him all ragey, you implant a suggestion of what he should do next. It's how I got him to do things with the villains all the time. It's just... You let it simmer, and then you suggest it, and then he thinks it's his idea, and that it's a good idea.
Yeah.
And Yeknemeno is right. Attention, ire, blood-curdling rage, it's all the same thing. So, alright, let's go with some science. Are you going to bore us about the emerald, or are you going to wait and save that one?
Is Greta Thunberg in a...
Thunberg.
Whatever. Is Greta in a 120-year-old photo?
I don't know, but she looks like she's got the downs.
She looks dead inside. A girl who happens to look uncannily like the young activist has been spotted in an old archive photograph. The 16-year-old Swede has been making headlines across the world over the past few months due to her many notable public appearances and her tireless efforts to raise awareness for climate change. This week, however, she has become the subject of an altogether different media story, one concerning an old photograph found in an archive at the University of Washington. The image, which dates back to the 1890s, shows 3 children at a gold mine at Dominion Creek, Yukon Territory. This wouldn't seem like anything particularly notable if it wasn't for the fact that one of them just happens to bear a striking resemblance to Greta. Since emerging online, the image has generated quite a lot of attention, with reactions ranging from cries of fake to the rather unlikely suggestion that Thunberg is a time traveler. I think she's a vampire.
I would say vampire. Look, so the video that's there, I'm playing it. It's not necessarily conspiracy if she's actually in the goddamn painting.
It's an actual picture.
Yeah,
Photograph.
whatever.
Yeah.
On top of that, she's also got her own mural up in New York where she gets to stare down disappointingly at all of the tiny little fucking humans that are beneath her.
At the end of the day, however, the photograph is most likely the real deal, and the girl, who admittedly does look a lot like Thunberg, is exactly that. A girl who looks like Thunberg and not Thunberg herself. You can view the photograph along with a more detailed analysis in the video below.
No, I agree with Steve. She's an alien.
Yeah, I could buy that.
I wouldn't have a problem with her, honestly, if it wasn't for the fact that her parents, her activist fucking parents, let their child, who has an obsessive compulsive disorder, as well as some other mental disorders, actively defy going to school because they think that they taught her enough.
I mean that unschooling bullshit?
Yeah, I understand that she's passionate about this, but why are we listening to a child? Why is the UN accepting her in to give a speech and then giving her a standing fucking ovation?
'Cause stupidity. Or because child mascot gets more attention.
Now, I will admit that her "How dare you" meme has really kicked off, but her life has been ruined by herself and her parents.
Oh, her life is, if she ever grows out of this, and years later, it's gonna haunt her. It is going to haunt her.
Yeah. I suddenly have this mental image of her being that crazy hippie chick in her 40s, the one who most people just are like, all right, crazy lady, keep walking, maybe find a bath. Just smells of patchouli and
only buys
beads
from the body,
everywhere.
Only buys from the body shop because she can't use any other products.
Yep.
To answer your question, Ben, it is a homemade scone with frosting.
That sounds delicious, actually.
I can't share, sorry.
I know. Steve brings up a good point. It says you can't fight a child. Yeknememo follows it up with, you can fight kids, just if there are witnesses, it's going to be a bad time. That was one of the arguments, though. You can't say anything because she's 16. You can't say this is a mentally damaged child, which she is. She has mental. She's not.
She's mentally probably a lot younger than her actual
Yeah,
age.
she is autistic. She has, forgive the term, mental retardation. You can't say that about her, because then people, oh, you're just shaming a child. How dare you shame a child? I should shame you. That was a whole thing on CNN. Actually, it was a thing on MSNBC.
Yeah.
It's like, no. She is not just stepping into the public eye, she has done a cannonball into the fucking public pool, in the public spotlight. I'm sorry, your ideas are now up for criticism. Before, when you were just some tiny, insignificant child who's holding a protest...
It's also, is she really able to be in the public eye?
Yes.
Think about it. The parents, I almost think it is kind of child abuse from the UN and the parents, because if you think about it, mentally, the way they describe how she gets obsessive about things. I mean, mentally, she's got to be a couple of years younger than 16. So she's not even like a fully functioning 16-year-old. She's maybe probably like mentally, without this sounding horrible, she probably, the way she talks and everything, mentally sounds like a 12-year-old.
Well, yeah, and James brings up a good point. She has clinically proven mental retardation, and everything she
her into the spotlight.
Yeah, and everything she does is scripted. She doesn't waver from the script. She doesn't change anything about it. Whether she understands climate change or not is beyond the point. It's the fact that they are using her as a flag to wave in front of people, saying this is what happens. You know, listen to our next generation. Yeah. Well, that's one voice in the next generation. And then they had the whole thing about the schools all letting their children out for a protest. You are not asking them if they want to protest. You're asking them if they want a day off of school.
Yeah, how many people actually showed up to that protest?
None. Because, the second it's like, oh, wait, it's an option just to skip class, I'm going to go skip class.
Yeah.
Right.
Have a good night, Mitzi.
Sleep tight, Mitzi. Glad you're feeling better.
Night, Mitzi.
So, it's... I don't like what they're doing with her. It's the same thing with Devin is amazing, or whatever his fucking name is.
Oh my god.
That
child needs therapy.
That kid is going to be all kinds of confused by the time he gets older.
He's starting a dating website for 10-year-old trans kids.
That's called pedophilia.
Yes. Devin is amazing. Desmond, thank you, is starting a dating website for 10-year-old trans kids to get together and date. Yes.
You don't date at 10.
It's going to be a pedophile smorgasbord.
Like at 10.
At 10, one, girls are still gross. That's not, most kids, boys or girls are gross, depending on the kid. And Pokemon is the bigger obsession than dating.
So, yeah, it's... we could do an entire show on what the problems with that instance are. So instead...
It's not.
Yeah, instead... We're going to talk about something else stupid.
What?
So, we're going to talk about Burger King.
Okay.
Now, has anyone...
Burger King stupid this time?
Just hold on. Has anyone tried the Impossible Whopper?
No.
So, from what I heard from people who have tried it, it does not taste like a burger. It still tastes different, but it's not bad.
I'll put it to you this way. Someone would have to pay me at least $100 to get me to try that damn thing.
So, even James says, tried it, it was okay, but doesn't taste like meat. Because it's not. Now, I have had vegetarian burgers that taste like burgers, but do you want to know how they got the meat flavor?
Meat?
Beef bouillon.
Yeah, beef extract.
Yeah, they just soaked it in beef, so it tastes like beef.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's just wrong.
Lionel has now announced in all caps, very excitedly, that he has done his part. Thank you, Lionel. So,
Poor Brockus.
what does Florida Man and Burger King have to do with each other? Just take a
Burger-
wild guess.
Burger
Drugs.
mix drugs, threw a hissy fit in the Burger King because he didn't get a burger.
Fights. Someone threw a fight.
No, this is not Popeyes. This is Burger King. It's higher class. Not much higher class, but...
Hissy fit. I go with hissy fit in a burger.
Lionel said, I linked hashtag we want Brockus on MSNBC with so much porn.
Oh God.
I regret nothing. So, okay, Ishtar, you were close with the first one. Wren is actually close with the second one. How's it going, Ghost Dog? It's not necessarily a hissy fit. Florida man sues Burger King over cooking meatless burger on same grill as real meat products. So this is actually a thing. This is actually something. Before we get into it, I've worked in the food industry. If you serve vegetarian food, you cannot prepare it in most instances on the same grill, on the same countertop, because a lot of times the people who are vegetarians can't process the meat products.
Well, same goes for anything gluten-free.
Yes. Like when I worked for Domino's, they have their gluten-free crust. It's disgusting. It's made of potatoes. But we could not make it. We had to make it on a separate tray, basically. And it wasn't allowed to touch any of the other stuff that possibly could have gluten.
My work has a gluten-free crust, and if we make it that, we cannot use the same cutting board as the regular pizza.
So this has a possibility if it's a real thing, depending on how... Now, here's the difference. Burger King does not, as far as I know, use a grill. They use a broiler.
No, sadly, I could tell you from a friend who works there. A lot of that stuff's preheated.
Well, I used to work for it. I used to work for a Burger King a long time ago, and we used a broiler, very much like a pizza oven. So, all right, let's get on with this and see how crazy... Oh, it's just a short one, so talking about it's not going to matter. A vegan man is suing Burger King after learning the new meatless Impossible Whopper is grilled on the same grill as meat products.
What do they expect to have done?
They want
To be perfectly honest, because there's not enough room for a vegetarian-only grill. There's just not space for it.
They want
Have
to be...
you seen them?
They want to be pampered. They want to be special. They want everyone to follow what they want. We've talked about this before, Ishtar. These people want the world and society at large to take care of them instead of them taking care of themselves.
Ay.
According to CNN Business, the lawsuit was filed on Monday in Florida. The lawsuit claims the chain advertises the vegan option as meat-free, but it is contaminated by meat products since it's cooked on the same grill. The lawsuit also states that the Florida man, Philip Williams, had known about it, how it was cooked, he would have never purchased it. That's not true. He just thought that they... Okay, so how that works is everyone just thinks and assumes, like you said, that there's a specific way that they cook it, not that it's prepared in the same area. And that is just how people assume that it works. So a lot of vegetarians are probably surprised that most of their vegetarian meals are prepared around meat.
Yeah.
All they're required to do, even for most allergies, not some allergies, but for most allergies, is just scrape the grill clean of the previous juices and then cook the stuff that needs to be segregated.
Well, also, if you ever read the pamphlets, and there was a little pamphlet thing that went out for if you were going to order the burger, that states it's cooked on the same grill or broiler or whatever as the meat burger.
Yeah.
So it's not like this is a secret. This is something they tell you outright.
Yeah. So Yeknomeno says, Lionel says, kind of want to see if there's vegetarian orc porn now. Y'all sent me down a rabbit hole, pun intended in some cases.
Lionel, we didn't send you anywhere. You took the porn thing. That is all on you, buddy boy.
You decide. You took it and ran with it. We love you for it. Brianna says, then they should pay the premium of going to a different restaurant that actually makes room for a meatless space. Which is true.
Right?
If you're going to be a vegetarian, if you're going to be a vegan, you need to go to the places that cater to your desires and your whims. If you're not going to go there, then don't be surprised when there's a little bit of beef juice on your burger from the fast food joint that just recently did this.
Guess what? Guess what? You're not gonna taste the beef juice.
Now,
Your taste buds are already dead because you're vegan.
Now, here's the thing.
I'm sorry to people that I like who are vegan and vegetarian. You guys are very nice. Don't take it personally.
Well, here's the thing. Yaknamena brings up, so this man has less of a leg to stand on and more of a stump. No. Believe it or not, if he gets a very good lawyer, there's a really good chance he could win.
Yeah.
Because of the fact the way that Burger King makes the burgers, there is not anything that is visible readily that says that the meat product, it's in a pamphlet, but if he doesn't have to pick up if it's not obviously there, he can argue that he didn't know, and a good lawyer will get him a mass amount of money, which will probably get Burger King to stop making the burgers, so it's counterproductive.
Hey, no.
So, alright, enough about that. I'm sure a lot of you got more information about vegan dining and everything that you want than you've ever wanted to know. So let's move on to something that we really want, which is for our spines to break from the amount of cringe that Wren is going to give us.
Okay. Well, let's go with this one. Woman flies 500 miles to lose virginity to a man 24 years her senior and his girlfriend.
Okay.
Hashtag squad goals?
No. No.
I mean, if you want your first time to be memorable, it might as well be with a 24-year-old person and his girlfriend.
No, 25 years her senior.
Oh. Well, yeah, he does look rather old.
The girl is 18, so do the math.
So he's 42?
Yeah.
Alright. Hey, I mean, if that's what she wants, the, love knows no bounds, and apparently in this case, no number either. There's a thing going on. I don't know what happened with the porn industry. Someone's boycotting the porn industry. It's not going to work.
That's hilarious.
But there are memes going around basically saying that, you know, the newer generation doesn't want to ruin their lives with having flagrant sex, and they want to have a single partner, and the parents of these children are very upset about it. You kind of, if you look the way things are going, talking about Desmond is Amazing and his 10-year-old dating site, there are people out there that want pedosexuality as a real sexuality and not a philia. There are people who want to promote zoophilia as an actual sexuality instead of a mental disorder. Matt talked about it on Sunday, about the death of the nuclear family. Progressives want you to be able to do whatever you want, however it makes you feel, however happy it makes you, without actually thinking about the consequences. And there are a lot of young women out there that see virginity as nothing important.
Yeah. Let's go to this one before we go down some of the rabbit holes you listed.
Okay, sorry about that.
It's okay. Some of those rabbit holes lead to very heated conversations I don't think we want to have. A woman flew more than 500 miles to lose her virginity to a man 24 years her senior and his girlfriend, and they now live happily together as a throuple.
That's not a word.
Gabrielle Reese, who was just 18 when she traveled to meet Jacob Boswell and Megan Murhead.
Is this about
Onision? On a sugar daddy website.
Oh, really? Is this about Onision? I know that was a thing still going. Apparently he's being investigated by Chris Hansen.
Yeah, this is not Onision, because they actually did talk to someone who was legal.
Wow.
The now 21-year-old the graphic designer, has been living with the couple for the last 3 years, and while she claims they are very happy, she admits jealousy is a big threat in their relationship. Gabrielle spoke to Jacob and Megan online for 3 months before arranging to meet. Having warned her own parents years earlier, she had planned to marry someone their age. Recalling their first encounter, which involved her traveling from her home in Idaho, northwestern USA, to Salt Lake City, Utah, Gabrielle, who is bisexual, and said she has always liked older men, and explained, "I did lose my virginity that first weekend. We never really discussed we never really discussed that as the plan, but we were all interested and open to the idea."
Well, of course, the guy was open and interested to the idea. He gets to take an 18-year-old's virginity with his girlfriend or wife's blessing. This is not, this is... Trust me, he had been planning this for a while.
This is, for the 18-year-old, a something she will look back on and go, what was wrong with me? But like Brianna says, she's 18. So she can do exactly what she wants to do.
Well, was. Now she's 21 and still with the couple.
So I'm not saying that she can't do this. I mean, she's already done it. I'm not saying it was wrong for the 18-year-old adult to go do whatever she wants. It's not hurting anyone. She lost her virginity. They're very three normal-looking people. I can't say that
she was not coerced into it, as far as we know.
As far as we know. So I'm not saying that that's the wrong thing. And it is a psychological thing that women are attracted to older men. And that's because men age slower than women. Men are... Hell, I still have a 12-year-old's, sense of humor, so...
Yes, you really do.
But
I love you anyway.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
My point is, her being attracted to someone that much older is not necessarily something that is strange.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that it's now a polyamorous relationship, that's the problem. We're gonna find if we get an update on this, we're gonna find out a year from now or something that the relationship didn't last, and the guy is now with the younger woman.
Yeah.
So this is also something that Matt talked about on the last Vox. If you're going to be in an open relationship, make sure it's an open relationship from the beginning, because someone is going to get very, very hurt.
Yeah. Well, and here's the part of the article, jumping ahead a little bit. First, she was honest with her parents. Data analyst Dawn, who is 46, only a year older than Jacob, the guy she's dating, and sales associate Kathy, 44. Her parents are in the same age group.
Her parents are probably having a conniption fit.
Well, it's... She has daddy issues. Now, I don't know if it says in this article that the young woman has a father in her life or not, but that's exactly what it is. And daddy issues is not... I'm not using that in a term that is normally used. What I mean by daddy issues is her father did the right thing. Her father raised her a certain way. Her father taught her certain values. And she sees that in an older man. Mm. And on top of that, apparently he is very well off, so that usually does help.
Well,
nothing wrong with a sugar daddy.
Older man and older woman. She apparently is dating both of them.
I mean, to be perfectly honest, if they can make this work, good for them. You love who you love, as long as you're not hurting anybody and they are of legal consenting age, go for it. And clearly, if this has been going on for 3 years, they're figuring out
how
to make this work.
Well, the rest of the article just goes on, it's happy for them because then, like you said, they're starting with it's an open relationship. Because she came out there to basically sleep with both of them. So she came into it knowing, okay, it's going to be 2 people. And it's worked. And you know what? That's not the worst relationship in the world.
Hey.
I would say the parents probably still, even though the article claims the parents are okay, have come to accept it now. I'm sure this girl's dad, still has some issues with the relationship because if you think about it, he knows his daughter is dating someone who he himself could have gone to school with.
Yeah. Have a good night, Zah.
Nights,
But at the same time, this could be providing for the older couple, a much needed infusion into their life.
yeah.
Well, we're also not
And the
thinking of
girl
the worst part of this.
Well, I was gonna say at the worst part of this, for the girl, this could be a form of financial security she has not yet known. And all she has to do is, provide love and affection.
This is actually a really long article for a Mirror article. I'm actually surprised. So, I mean, good on the adults. I have to say that. They're not bad-looking women, and the guy's not really a bad-looking guy, to be honest. He's a little goofy looking, but
Hey, he has 2 girlfriends.
yes. So
you can't knock his game. He has 2 girlfriends.
The issue that I'm having with it is this was not something that developed the day she was 18. So we don't know how long after she turned 18 that she left.
That's very true.
So there is a possibility of grooming, because for someone to upend themselves like that.
Apparently, according to the article, she started talking to them after she joined the Sugar Daddy website, and she joined the Sugar Daddy website like the day she turned 18.
Okay.
So this is an actual...
It's an adult doing adult things, but I still think that it's two 40-year-olds taking advantage of an 18-year-old.
Well,
yeah. Now she's 21.
Now she's 21. It does sound like that, especially since she talked to them for 3 months online, FaceTime once, and then moved to Utah.
See, that's not even enough time.
If she is their sugar baby, this is her job.
If she's their sugar baby, she's perfectly content with the...
She's probably better off than most of us. Because that is what sugar babies are paid or do. They get money just to be companions.
All right. Before we go any further into this, since we've only gotten a few articles through, let's move on to some science and see if we can get our head away from all of the... We've had some really in-depth discussions over the last few articles, so let's do something stupid.
Something stupid. Objective reality doesn't exist, quantum experiment shows.
Something stupid. I say something stupid, and she goes with objective reality.
Yes. You're welcome. Alternative facts are spreading like a virus across society. Now it seems they have even infected science, at least the quantum realm. This may seem counterintuitive. The scientific method, after all, is founded on the reliable notions of observation, measurement, and repeatability. As a fact as established by a measurement should be objective, such that all observers can agree with it. But in a paper recently published in Science Advances, we show that in the microworld of atoms and particles that is governed by the strange rules of quantum mechanics, 2 different observers are entitled to their own facts. In other words, according to our best theory of the building blocks of nature itself, facts can actually be subjective.
Hold on. We're already... The very first sentence, the very first 2 words of the very first sentence are alternative facts. Mm-hmm. So, alternative facts are saying that it's facts that are objectively against the reality of what the situation is. Alternative facts are that aliens killed JFK. Yes. Alternative facts are we planned the moon landing. Now, they're talking about quantum physics and quantum mechanics. I almost guarantee that they're going to say something in here about quantum computing. For those of you who don't understand what all of that means, quantum computing and quantum mechanics are things that are theoretical. It's not an actual computer putting numbers in. This is stuff that is theorized. There's no way to actually physically or factually check anything based in quantum. Mm-hmm. It's all just theory.
So, do you want me to finish reading the article, or do you want to continue ranting about Sandman and the trauma that his little quantum computer drove you into?
I had to research that shit, thank you very much. But go on.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Because I can just stop it here since you gave us a lesson.
No, go on. Continue on. If it starts repeating stuff that I said, I'm just going to say I told you.
Oy. Where was I? Observers are powerful players in the quantum world. According to the theory, particles can be in several places or states at once. This is called a superposition. But oddly, this is the only case when they aren't observed. The second you observe a quantum system, it picks a specific location or state, breaking the superposition.
What?
My understanding
It's
is it's kind of
Schrodinger's.
like
It's Schrodinger's atom. Yeah, it's Schrodinger's atom. It can be anywhere it wants to be until you look at it, and then it is exactly what you think what it thinks it is.
The fact that nature behaves this way is proven multiple times in the lab. For example, in the famous double slit experiment. I am not going to click on that, but you guys can go and read it for yourself.
It sounds rather naughty.
It does.
I mean, it's Schrodinger. It's Schrodinger's vagina. Is it a vagina or is it just a hole? You won't know until you actually look.
I do not know. So, all of this presents a conundrum. The reality perceived by the friend cannot. I'm sorry, I'm skipping over basically 3 paragraphs where they're talking about physicist Eugene Wigner and his friend, who. It's a thought experiment. Every time the friend tosses a quantum coin, they observe a definite outcome. It establishes a fact. But since this was based in 1961, Wigner didn't have all the knowledge that we currently have, so it was just a thought experiment. And the reality perceived by the friend cannot be reconciled with the reality on the outside. Wigner didn't originally consider this much of a paradox and argued that it would be absurd to describe a conscious observer as a quantum object. And this scenario has long remained an interesting thought experiment. Does it reflect reality? Scientifically, there has been little progress on this until very recently, when Kaslov Bruckner at the University of Vienna showed that under certain assumptions, Wigner's idea can be used to formally prove that measurements in quantum mechanics are subjective to observers.
Except that their their previous statements take all of that out of. It ruins everything. Ghost Dog says, so if we don't look at it, how do you know it's there? That's the theory behind Schrodinger's cat. The cat is neither alive nor dead. Thus, you could actually say that the cat is made up of all of these quantum alternative facts. So that's the problem I have with this. They're being disingenuous, saying that you can actually have alternate facts.
Well, Bruckner proposed a way of testing this notion by translating the Wigner's friend scenario into a framework established by the physicist John Bell in 1964. Bruckner considered 2 pairs of Wigners and friends in 2 separate boxes conducting measurements on a shared state, inside and outside their respective box. The results can be summed up to ultimately be used to evaluate a so-called Bell inequality. If this inequality is violated, observers could have alternative facts. They have now performed this test experimentally at Heriot-Watt University in Edinburgh on a small-scale quantum computer made up of 3 pairs of entangled photons. The first photon pair represents the coins, and the other 2 are used to perform the coin toss, measuring the polarization of the photons inside their respective box.
I'm sorry, did you mention quantum computer?
You know what? Y'all go read the article yourself.
Did you make Ishi mad there, Antoine?
Your turn, Florida man.
It's not that I think that they're wrong.
Mm-hmm.
It's just they go against everything that they say with their experiments. That's the issue. How's it going, Bug? How's it going, Ali? We will be dealing with the reveal shortly because it's 9 o'clock. It's I don't like the idea that there's alternative facts that are real facts. Well, then they're not alternative, are they? So, alright, let's take this experiment. 2 coins getting flipped in a box. They can relatively say that it's 100% heads and 100% tails at the exact same time. No matter how many times they flip the coins, right? We can't know for sure. Because it's not until we actually perceive it that the facts become real. You can't base anything off of that.
Yes, I understand what you're saying.
So I apologize for stepping on your toes, Ishtar. But since we can't see your feet, I have neither stepped on them or let them pass. It's all quantum reality and alternative facts.
Jesse Bug, we're not a children's channel at all. They're not going to do anything to this channel for that reason. If anything happens to this channel, it's because YouTube has decided that we are not commercially viable.
So, well, it is 9 o'clock, so that does say that is a very nice segue into pimping ourselves out. So, for those of you, I will go first because you brought up all that stuff. So, my name, of course, is Antoine the Great, and I am the star of Help for the Guildless. Whether Matt wants to agree to that or not is entirely part of quantum reality. The new regulations that YouTube has put out and their new TOS changes on December 10th are going to make being a YouTuber a very interesting thing. Now, I know for a fact that this channel has been noted as not for children. So every video that is being uploaded is already being marked as not for children. I don't have to worry about that. But if there is a chance that this channel goes down, there are links to Twitch and links to BitChute down below. You can follow me there because that's where this show and any videos are going to be uploaded. Mm-hmm. If you'd like to support this channel, you can become a patron. Although I am going to hold off on saying become one because I have to still rework everything after everything has changed again. So I will be adding new reward tiers and things like that. You can also become a member of the channel. There's a little button down below that says join. You get a special badge and your name becomes green. You also get access to certain emojis. Or, if you want to show everyone your support, you show everyone that you support this channel, there's a merch link down below. Anything you guys can do really does help. So, let's move it on over to Wren.
I'm Wren. I have my own channel, Wren Relations. I stream occasionally when I'm not working a lot. That you can catch me on Twitter. I like to shitpost and post interesting pictures you can't look at work. And yeah, otherwise you catch me here every Tuesdays.
And Ghost Dog wants to point out, Antoine, Ishtar is about to quantum slap you if you keep this up.
Yeah.
He's not wrong.
Quantum bitch slap is going to be a thing.
Well, Ishtar, would you like to pimp yourself out?
I am Ishtar. I have my own Twitch where I play games Monday and Friday. Right now, I am currently geeking on the adorableness that is Slime Rancher, so expect that for the next couple of weeks or until I get distracted with something else. Those streams are going to be a little erratic for the remainder of the year because we're coming into Christmas season and I work in a retail support position. So that means basically I'm going to become a zombie. And zombies aren't really all that fun to watch stream. So, but definitely in the new year, we'll be back to it and may have something fun coming up.
Maybe.
Depends on if I can get my lazy button gear. So come and find me on twitch.tv/IshtarJMO. I'll see you guys next Monday because this Friday I'm not going to be streaming for reasons.
All right. Well, and now we are back to our normally scheduled program. And Tom keeps bringing it up, so I might as well say it. It is November 19th. Do you ladies know what that means?
What?
I'm going to guess that it's this International Penguins Day.
Close. I mean, men do look good in tuxes. Penguins are cute in tuxes. So yes.
They really do.
November 19th is International Men's Day.
Ah.
So.
Well, happy International Men's Day.
Thank you, I guess. I didn't have any issues today. I didn't have any feminists attack me outright, so I think I'm good.
Good.
But as we finish science, I guess we can go to Florida Man. I don't even know what's in the title. Ah, yes. That one.
I guess it's that one.
Yes. Well, you all know that there are certain types of animals you're not supposed to mess with.
Well, yeah.
Most people do.
And you can become immune to certain toxins.
With
Yes.
enough exposure over a gradual amount of time, yes.
Well, apparently this wasn't the case. So, Florida teen gets bitten while trying to kiss his pet water moccasin.
Who's
Why is that a
Gave
pet?
this kid a water moccasin.
So, well, first for the chat, a water moccasin is a viper. It is one of the most deadliest snakes on the planet, and this dumb fuck had him as a pet.
It's a nope rope. A nope rope.
So, an 18-year-old in Florida went to the hospital after suffering from multiple bites to the face from a water moccasin. See, not even just one. It's many.
He tried making out with his water moccasin.
He was in critical condition, but also faced major fines. I need a middle name. Anybody?
Benjamin.
All right, we'll go with Benjamin. Austin Benjamin Hatfield looks, judging from his Facebook page, to be really into snakes. But that love for reptiles has a consequence. I'm never going to put the rock in the middle of the name. He was taken to a Tampa General Hospital to treat injuries caused by a 4-foot water moccasin he had caught on a trail by his house. He kept the water moccasin as a pet and felt it necessary to kiss it on occasion. He kept track of how many times he got his face close to the snake and had reached 12 before the snake bit him.
It is death from a water moccasin bite can occur over several days where you slowly bleed out, or in as little as 2 hours.
Take it you look that up real quickly.
I am looking it up right now. According to the Florida Museum, water moccasin bites inflicted in artery, vein, lymphatic, or nerve will kill you in 30 seconds to 10 minutes. It also makes it difficult for your blood to clot, hence the hemorrhaging to death.
That's why they're nope ropes.
Yeah.
No, these are not nope ropes. See, a nope rope at least allows you to live longer than 30 seconds. This is a nope demon.
Yeah.
So it's...
Ben C, you don't like the middle name Benjamin?
This man tempted fate not once, not twice, not thrice, but 12 goddamn times. And each time getting closer and closer to the snake until it finally bit him on the face. Now, there are very important features on your face that do actually have direct lines to your arteries.
Mm-hmm.
It's not good.
It says that if you survive the first 30 minutes, you have up to 12 hours to get proper medical attention.
So, according to his friends who witnessed the attack, Hatfield went to kiss the snake that was kept in a pillowcase before he ran out of the room saying, "Hospital, hospital, now, now."
I wonder why.
As the law stands, it is illegal to keep a wild moccasin without a permit in Florida. Hatfield faced misdemeanor charges and possibly up to 60 days in jail, a spokesperson from the Florida Fish and Wildlife Commission reminded everyone. So not only does he have to deal with Puffyface, have to deal with the probability that there is a good chance he may die,
Mm-hmm.
but he's also going to have to deal with fines if he survives and jail time. Just like any animal in Florida, if they pose a danger to people, we recommend you stay a safe distance.
You think?
How old is this guy?
18.
Uh,
Have I told the story about the Black Widow?
not
No.
recently.
Oh, so I have told it, and you don't want to hear it again.
No, I'm trying to remember it. So I can't say that you have told me the story. I'm just saying that I can't remember if you have told me recently.
Okay. So when I was younger, I went to a camp. It was a day camp,
Mm-hmm.
and they taught us how to make bug catchers.
Okay.
So you get the styrofoam bowls, and you glue in some mesh, and you put some dirt in there, you put some twigs in there, some leaves, and you can throw a bug in there, and it can be happy and healthy and grow and do whatever. You're supposed to put things like caterpillars in there.
Yes.
I didn't want a pet caterpillar. I wanted something else.
Okay.
Well, there just happened to be a nice, big, fat black widow in our garage.
I hope your mother slapped you.
Guess what baby Antoine caught?
You caught a black widow.
I caught myself a black widow.
Why?
Because I could.
Like I said, I hope your mother slapped you.
Now, it did have a lid, but seeing as the lid was just the other bowl that was just placed on top of it with no real latch or anything, I'm sure the spider could have easily gotten out.
Mm-hmm.
So I caught myself that black widow, and I kept it on my desk, and I actually fed it flies for a week before my mother came in to see if I needed to have laundry or if my room was dirty, and she saw that I had caught something in my bug catcher. When she saw what it was, I was told in no uncertain terms that I was to get rid of it immediately.
Duh.
I argued, and my mother said if I didn't get rid of it, she was going to put my hand in there. Now, I don't think she was actually going to put my hand in there, but you get the point. So I let the Black Widow go. And then my brother stepped on it.
Props to your brother.
Well, in Southern California, that's kind of what you do. You see a Black Widow, you step on it.
Yeah.
The less of them there are, the more of us survive. But yeah, that's... So I understand the draw of catching and keeping poisonous things that can kill you. But I never tried to fucking kiss a Black Widow. Yekno Mena says all this story proves is that little Antoine liked dangerous women early. That might have been a sign. It might have been a sign, yes.
Probably.
And Brianna says, true story, Black Widows are not to be kept alive. So let's move on to some cringe, shall we?
All right, on to the title. Woman's gender reveal video is so gross, it might end the trend for good.
I have seen this video. I've seen it, and I've seen people who have edited it to make it worse.
Yes. We've had gender reveal lasagnas, a hippo helping with the gender reveal, and one which sparked a wildfire causing $6 million worth, or pounds, money, worth of damage. But it turns out we haven't seen anything until today. A comedian has made her own parody gender reveal video in which she uses a bodily function to inform viewers of baby news.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Paige Jin, who is known for making videos of herself fake falling over in public, has shared the clip in which she lies on the floor half naked, concentrating intensely for a few seconds before releasing a fart and a cloud of blue smoke along with it. The clip then cuts to three women who are incredibly excited for the fact it's a baby boy.
Now, I will admit, she's not that bad looking a woman. And we were just talking before the show about Eric Swalwell.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's getting over more than Swalwell did.
Yeah.
But I also think that has to do with the fact that she's a very attractive woman.
The video?
Could you imagine Larry the Cable Guy doing this?
No.
I don't think anyone wants to.
Just all hairy ass and that hat and sleeveless shirt. I mean, I'm sure there'd be a little brown coming out with the blue, but you know.
Ew.
Wow. The video, which has been viewed on Facebook more than 17 million times, was uploaded to her Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube accounts, where it has garnered thousands of comments and likes. She captioned the footage gender reveal, later on adding, "All future gender reveals are canceled." It's not clear whether she or anyone in the video is actually pregnant. The viewers had a mixed response to the whole thing, some finding it hilarious, others being grossed out.
Okay. Alright. If she actually is trying to do the gender reveal thing, good on her for being creative. She's a comedian, she played to her strengths. But if she's doing this to cancel gender reveals, this is a troll. This is a great troll.
It is.
I'm gonna fart out blue smoke. It's a boy. Mazel tov.
It would be kind of funny if one of them was. Because then it's like, okay, then you mixed a troll with someone's gender reveal, which could be kind of fascinating. I can get why people don't like that trend. I mean, the gender reveal thing was kind of cute. When you had like the basic, we're going to pop a balloon, or...
We're going to cut into the cake and it's going to be red or blue.
My sister baked a cake, a little cupcake for her kid. First her eldest son and then her two eldest sons. And the inside, it had icing of the correct color. And she filmed it and got these adorable little kids going, "It's a brother! We're having a brother!" I mean, it was adorable.
You see, that stuff is cute, though.
Yeah.
And what Ali says is true. No one can really top this reveal. We had a reveal on here a few months ago of a guy who used an alligator. You know, he had watermelons that were filled with dyed watermelon, either pink or red or blue.
Yeah.
And he used I used an alligator to reveal my child's gender. Was it a hot, naked Asian woman who farted blue dust? No, it wasn't. Well, your gender reveal sucks.
Well, to be fair, I mean, the guy who started a wildfire, at least his kid has a story.
That cost my dad $60 million. What were you, a breech birth? No, he decided to set the wilderness on fire.
So happy that to be born, they set half part of California on fire.
Yeah. So I understand the need to do gender reveals. It's cute. It can be fun. I give her props if this was a troll. Very creative. She is very attractive, so it's not something that's going to get people too up in arms about it. It could have gone either way. If it, like I said, Larry the Cable Guy could never do it.
Could you imagine if it was like a Tess Halliday doing it?
No! Look, whales only spout in the ocean, not necessarily on land. But it's... So I give her props for what she's did.
Mm-hmm.
Because if she's not pregnant and it's taken as what it was supposed to be, gender reveals are cancelled now, that's actually amazing. You know, it's doing something that a lot of people can't do. But if it's a gender reveal, it's clever, it's quirky, she's playing to her strength as a comedian. Yes, it can be gross, but at the same time, everybody loves a good fart joke.
True.
Well, I don't, but that's just me.
No,
And I acknowledge.
You chuckled your ass off about Eric Swalwell.
That's because that motherfucker won't just admit it. Just goddamn admit that you had Taco Bell for lunch and you broke wind mid-speech. Everyone will move on.
Not even broke wind.
He let one rip. It was his reaction to it. You can clearly tell in the video just by listening. There's this little break in the rhythm of his speech where you know for a fact he knows he did it. And he wasn't sure it was going to be the only one.
Oh, I'm sure he didn't think it was going to be that loud either.
But he did. It's just that he's not admitting it.
So I don't know where Ray is. Ray should be on point about this one. Yaknamena beat him to it. Yaknamena says a good fart joke. Yes, the bad ones are all shite.
Shame on you.
Alright, let's go with some science. I promise not to step on your toes on this one.
Good, because you'll be down a host for the rest of the night. Gay penguin couple had no egg of their own, so they stole one. Zookeepers found the two males incubating a purloined egg. A pair of mated male penguins in a Dutch zoo were so eager for offspring that they stole an egg from another pair of penguins. The two male black-footed penguins, also known as African penguins, at Dieren Park Amersfoort Zoo in the Netherlands were recently found incubating a purloined egg. Their nest, holding the stolen egg, was near a nest that belonged to a male and female penguin couple, zoo representatives said in a statement. Hatching season was already underway for the zoo's penguin community, and the males likely swiped the egg from their breeding neighbors during an unguarded moment, according to the statement. Some chicks in the zoo's penguin brood have already hatched, and the animal caregivers are keeping a close eye on the male couple, who are taking turns warming their ill-gotten egg. But there's a chance the couple's dreams of parenthood may soon be dashed, as the stolen egg may not have been fertilized, according to Dutch news. Prior to the Dutch penguin's egg-snatching antics, other same-sex penguin couples have canoodled their way into hearts around the world. Roy and Silo, male chin-strap penguins who live at the Central Park Zoo in New York City, were partners for 6 years. Skip and Ping, male king penguins, consciously coupled at Zoo Berlin, and Sven and Magic, young male Gen 2 penguins, found love in the Sea Life Sydney Aquarium in Australia. All three same-sex couples fostered eggs. Silo and Roy hatched their chick in 2004, while Sven and Magic's chick, baby Svenjik, hatched on October 19, 2018, the aquarium announced on Twitter. But poor Skip and Ping remain childless. Despite their attention, their unfertilized egg burst open on September 2nd, the German news site reported. The penguins aren't the only birds that form homosexual relationships. More than 130 bird species are known for homosexual behavior, which can include complex courtship rituals, genital contact, and even nesting together for years, Live Science reported.
Just going to point out, damn alien says, let them adopt or they kidnap.
Apparently.
And where are the lesbian penguins? Lesbian penguins don't exist. Look, I know people argue all the time. See, that's why we should... That was one of the arguments for same-sex marriage. Mm-hmm. Animals do it too. It's not something that's uncommon. It's natural. Now, I was for same-sex marriage and things like that, But one of the things that I would say when people I was talking to would get a little uppity, is that shitting is natural, but someone doesn't play in it. Does that make, because it's natural, does that make taking a dump something we should praise? Unless you're 5 and you're being potty trained, the answer is no.
Aren't you half gay?
I said that I was for it. But when people started getting uppity and getting all up in their fifis about it, that's when I would break that out.
You are going to get in trouble with the LGBTQ alphabet soup mafia.
Yes, you are.
Look, the alphabet people don't know who I am, and if they did know who I was, they would stay far away, because I do not fear them.
You're just going to disappear in the night. And Wren and I are going to be like, what? Huh?
Matt will just come on one day and going, well, he's gone.
If it happens, it happens. So I guess that means we're going on to Florida Man now.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we've been, with all the fart talk, we've been talking about Taco Bell.
Yep.
This has a, it's a good segue. Florida man makes himself a snack while robbing a Taco Bell. Because, you know, when you're committing a felony, you just have to kill those hunger pains.
Well, you know what's going on. He was a hired courier for the news guy. What's his name? Sewell. Solwell. Yeah, that dude. He was hired and sent to do the robbery by Solwell, who was really craving Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Tom says Antoine's going to disappear and the only thing they will find is a trail of rainbow glitter. Boynton Beach. The South Florida police are searching for a man who was captured on video helping himself to a snack as he robbed a Taco Bell in the Boynton Beach Mall. They believe he is responsible for at least 2 burglaries here within the past month. Turns out this crook not only went for the cash, but couldn't resist the pre-fried tostada shells as well. He just went for the tostada shells, that's it.
Well, he'd have to stay there longer if he had to cook something, so yeah, makes sense.
I mean, he's only got so much time. Good night, Allie.
Night, Allie.
If you recognize this guy, call Boynton Beach Police or Palm Beach County Crime Stoppers. Police say they don't want your name, just his. Have a good night, Allie. And that's it for that one. That was a quick one. I think I have another quick one.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
So I did a quick search. There are lesbian penguins.
Really?
Yes. There's a lesbian penguin couple at the Sea Life Zoo Aquarium that have hatched a little chick during Pride Month. Let's see. They're a Gen 2 couple, Marama and Rocky, and they've been together for 5 years. That's the only one that's popping up so far. I just did a search.
That's alright. The one named Rocky has a penis. He just identifies as a woman. Alright, so I have another quick one. And of course it has to deal with crime.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think of a segue for this, but I really can't. Just the fact that it has to do with crime. And the man is actually kind of smart for doing it because he's going to have fare for it afterwards.
Just go for it then.
Florida man accused of taking a taxi to and from a bank robbery.
Well, if you don't have a car and you're going to rob a bank, I mean, you got to get around somehow.
Like I said, he's going to have the fare for it. So, Port Orange, Florida. A Florida man accused of robbing a bank allegedly took a taxi to get there and to get away. Port Orange police said the suspect walked into the Seacoast Bank around 9 a.m., displayed a weapon, and demanded money. He then ran back to the cab, parked a short distance away from the bank, and took off.
That cab driver was so confused.
The man was taken into custody in under an hour. Police do not believe the cab driver was in on the bank robbery, but that's still under investigation. It's unclear if the suspect used the money he stole to pay the cab driver.
Sorry, baby. I accidentally bonked Shelly with the corner of my stitch frame.
Why would you do something like that?
Well, it was an accident.
Unfortunately, it just proves that you hate cats.
Don't start.
Do they know that you hate them?
I know that I need to trim Shelly's back paws.
Well, I know that Wren is very interested in giving us some cringe.
Are you sure she's interested in it, or are you do you think she just has a mild curiosity?
Well, she had a very, very big smile on her face, so I'm assuming she's very interested.
Wren, why are you so interested in this cringe?
I'm just interested to see where it goes.
Then let's find out.
Yes. Okay, cringe time. All right. We want to go with. Oh, here we go. Wild boar discovers and stores 17,000 pounds, money-wise, of cocaine in Tuscan forest.
What?
I'm sorry. A wild boar, which is already a very cranky animal.
At the best of times.
Yeah,
Yes.
at the best of times, has snorted how many thousands of pounds of cocaine?
Money-wise. So,
Yeah, how many
17,000 pounds.
That is $21,949 worth of something that is going to make him even nastier.
Yeah.
And hyper. And
Yeah.
hyper alert.
Yeah.
Hope someone's got their AR-15 out there.
The hidden haul of white powder was strewn across the Vasilina, valley after being dug up and partially devoured by the feral hogs. The drug dealers were heard complaining about their discovery by police who were listening in on a telephone conversation.
I mean, that is someone you call someone about.
The cops were listening in.
They were eavesdropping.
The cops
That's what
were
I'm saying.
eavesdropping.
I'm sure the drug dealers knew that their house was bugged. But that's something you just can't not call someone about?
Yeah, you can't. It's like a wild boars kind of destroyed our stash, dude.
I am picturing, like, back in Colombia, that phone call of, Senor, our distribution in London, it's not going right. Some big wild pigs ate all of the shipment.
The gang, which is made up of one Italian and 3 Albanians, had buried the Class A drugs in jars and were allegedly trafficking around 2 kilos of cocaine every month around the cities of Azero and Saina. However, the jars were not enough to protect the cocaine from curious snouts of the wild boars.
Look, they just wanted a party. That's all they wanted.
Yeah.
They were looking for a rave.
Let's go, Bori. Let's go.
The wiretap phone call led to the detention of the men, with 2 jailed and the other 2 placed under house arrest, according to the Toscana Media News. The gang were said to be operating from September 2018 to March 2019, and were charged 85 pounds per gram for the high purity cocaine. The police investigation was sparked after a 21-year-old Albanian, allegedly a dealer, was murdered in May last year.
Allegedly.
The drug dealers are not the only people concerned with the influx of wild boars in Italy, with farmers protesting in Rome earlier this month over the animals wreaking havoc on their land and causing fatal car accidents. 2 million boars are estimated to roam Italy, according to the president of Farm Association, Cordati Ettore Perdani. He said, "It's no longer just a question of compensation, it's a matter of personal safety, and it must be resolved. Especially if the boars start developing coke habits. Then you really..."
Yeah, when they start coming to you asking for an 8-ball, you have failed.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, there's going to be boar-only rehab facilities. Either that, or they are going to be purposely drugged up, chopped up, and sold as a new type of meat in butcher's markets. Not only does it satisfy your craving for bacon, but it energizes you too.
So, Steve asks a good question. Why the fuck aren't they just killing them? They are. They're trying to. They are an invasive species, and they're even more invasive in the US. So there's usually an open hunting pass for anyone who can kill a wild boar.
Oh, yeah.
It takes a lot to kill a wild boar, from what I understand, though.
I mean, a really well-placed spear between the eyes usually works. And that's if you can dash out of the way of their razor-sharp tusks that can flay flesh instantly.
Yeah.
These are not easy animals.
Yes. So, and how many drug dealers you think are trying to force-proof their stashes now? Because
probably all of them. Because I don't think the cartels are going to buy "boars ate my stash" as a reason for not getting paid.
I can't sell it. Why? Wild boars snorted all the cocaine.
Okay? What?
¿Por qué? Well, the reason why is because, well, the pack of wild boars snorted and ate it all.
Porky? Yes, Porky ate the drugs.
Alright, let's move on. Let's move on to some science.
Alright, let's see.
What do you have for us, Ishtar?
Dog years are a total myth. Here's how old Fido really is.
I think I got rid of that article. Did you want to talk about your gym?
No, I wanted to talk about dog years.
I have to find it again.
Do you want me to send you the link again?
No, I can just go into the thing.
Why did you get rid of it?
I accidentally clicked that instead of the penguin one.
Oh. When your dog's big pleading eyes look up at you, is it with age-old wisdom or teenage naivete? Researchers came up with a new equation to calculate your dog's age in human years. And the math isn't as simple as multiplying Fido's age by 7, a myth that has already been debunked.
We've been lied to.
You have been. The new equation is based on chemical changes to a dog's DNA. Mammals progress through similar physiological stages during life, from early development to puberty, aging, and death, a group of researchers wrote in a new study that hasn't yet been published in a peer-reviewed journal.
That's because no one wants to talk about doggy death.
No. But it's unclear if dogs, humans, and other mammals also go through the same molecular changes in the body at a similar rate. So the researchers in the new study looked at DNA methylation, the attachment of a group of 3 hydrogens and 1 carbon, a methyl group, onto parts of a DNA molecule, which can serve as a sign of aging. In humans, the rate of DNA methylation tends to increase with age and serves as epigenetic clock, or a way to predict a person's age. Scientists have previously been able to tell the age of a blood donor by looking at the amount of methylation in their DNA. That's interesting. Similarly, researchers have found that other species, including dogs, also undergo DNA methylation. In this new study, the group analyzed the DNA, including its methylation, in blood samples taken from about 100 dogs, mostly Labrador retrievers because, well, it's labs and they're just very chill.
Mm-hmm.
From a little over a month old to 16 years old. Researchers compared their results with previously published methylation profiles of 320 people from ages 1 to 103. Results showed that the methylation progressed roughly the same way in dogs as in humans. The amount of methylation in young dogs resembled that in young humans, and the amount in old dogs was similar to that in old humans. The researchers found that 8 weeks in dogs corresponded to 9 months in humans when both species started growing tiny teeth. The average lifespan of the retrievers, 12 years, corresponded with the worldwide lifetime expectancy of humans, which is 70 years. But for adolescent and mature dogs, the relationship was more approximate, the researchers wrote. Adolescent and mature dogs aged a bit faster compared to adolescent and adult humans, i.e., they underwent more methylation. But when the dogs neared the end of their lifespan, aging or methylation rates lined up again with that of older humans. So the researchers came up with an equation to describe this relationship. 16 times ln, dog age, plus 31. In other words, take the natural log of a dog's age, multiply by 16, then add 31. So if you say you have a dog that is 7 years old, you would multiply 7 by 16, which gives you 112 plus 31, 143.
That's an old-ass dog.
Yeah, of course, this was calculated based on a single breed, and other breeds have different rates of aging, the authors wrote. More studies analyzing methylation are needed to figure out lifespan for different breeds and different animals, according to them. They reported their findings Tuesday, November 19th in the preprint journal BioRxiv.
So today.
Yes.
So this is fresh, hot news.
Breaking news.
Breaking news.
I am wondering why CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, and all the other places are not talking about these.
Hey.
Right?
MSNBC is talking about it. The fake one isn't.
That's what I'm asking.
Point. He wants to know why the fake one isn't. Ray, really?
He's over K9000.
Oh. Boo.
Boo this man. Boo him. Alright. I guess that moves on to Florida Man, yeah?
Yes.
Alright. We all know. How long is this one? This one's short. And this one. Okay, so I'm just going to do the last of them. They're both very short. So, out of all the excuses we've heard from Florida Man, how do you think this Florida man explained how cocaine ended up in his car?
Aliens.
It was a wild boars.
Sasquatch.
I want to say you're close because it'd be more entertaining, not as stupid.
He forgot it was there.
No, not close. But yeah, you guys went from being good at this game to being bad.
I still say a wild boar just left his stash there.
Ben and Steve both say alligator and crocodiles. Actually, Florida Man says the wind blew the cocaine into his car.
It was the wind. I left my windows open and some baggies of cocaine just flew in.
Ghost Dog said a bird dropped it. That would be a good one. Brianna says his mother made him do it. That darn wind is always causing trouble, especially for Florida Man. A man pulled over by police in Fort Pierce last month claimed the cocaine residue found inside the Budweiser can along with a crack pipe was blown in there by the wind. And there's a nice advertisement for the belly button story that we got earlier. Police noticed Joseph... Give me your middle name.
Timothy.
Joseph Timothy Zach, 37, appeared to be trying to discard an item when he was stopped for failing to pause at a stop sign. When the cops asked Zach about the white residue inside the can, which eventually tested positive for crack cocaine, he told them the police or the wind must have placed it there. Zach was arrested and jailed. I mean, the wind did it. Yeah, the wind did it. Packed it all in the cocaine can. Forced the crack pipe in my center console. I swear it wasn't me, sir. No, I'm not. I don't have the jitters. And no, that's not the clock that I have in the back seat torn apart and put back together because I thought I could do it at 6 a.m. So he was jailed. They didn't even say he was on bond. He's just thrown in jail. He's probably a third striker or something like that.
At this point, they're like, "You're stupid." Not even, sir, we have serious questions about your judgment. No, it's just strictly, "You're stupid."
Now, what would be the worst thing to be jailed for after attending a Little League baseball game?
Pedophilia.
Wow, you guys really jumped to the worst part.
Yes,
I'm not trying to be mean to you this year. Or at least this time. So, okay, what's semi worse than...
Okay.
Drunkenness.
I'm sure that's involved.
Public nudity.
No.
Lewd behavior with an appliance.
What? You have been watching too much of Markiplier's new channel.
Everyone should go watch it. Unis Annis. It's very weird and very funny. And utterly ridiculous.
They got over 1 million subscribers in 5 days.
Yep.
Anyway, some random no-name YouTuber with 14 subscribers is going to get a golden play button from them, delivered personally. Alright, since you guys went to the absolute worst possible things you could think of, I'm going to give you the real story.
Please do, because we're going to keep guessing and it's going to get weirder.
Yes.
Florida man arrested for punching a Little League umpire in the face.
Oh, that's not weird.
That's it?
Actually...
He punched an umpire
Do you know
at a
what
Little League
parents these
baseball
days
game.
are like?
Do you know what sports parents are like?
No.
Holy crap!
You could take Florida out of it, and if you just put out a headline, "Man punched Little League umpire in the face," it could be from any state.
There is more vitriol in sports parents than all of Congress.
Yeah.
God forbid little Timmy or little Jessica not be the star, even if they suck at what they're doing.
Yeah. Sports parents are insane.
Yeah.
I did not know this.
I read a lot, and Wren has children.
Sports parents are the most competitive people you will ever meet.
God forbid they're dance parents.
Oh, dance parents are worse.
Oh, theater parents.
Theater parents,
It depends.
It depends. There are some good theater parents who just go, "Oh, thank God my kid likes something that involves it being indoors," and are the most chill people in the world.
And then there are the ones that are convinced that they're the next Shakespeare.
Exactly.
James Lux says, Antoine, dude, as a former Little Leaguer, Jesus Christ, dude, it gets insane. Yeah. I had no idea.
Yeah, all the anger and rage of a sports fan combined with the overprotective, special snowflakiness of a parent. It's bad.
Yeah.
It's bad.
So can I read this?
Yes.
All right. He went bats to crazy. They could have gone with so many different puns. A Florida man was arrested on Friday for allegedly slugging an umpire in the face at his nephew's Little League baseball game. Alberto James Ramos, 22, disagreed with one of the umpire's calls and confronted him after the game to complain, the Polk County Sheriff's Office said in a press release. Things escalated, with Ramos raising his voice and the umpire asking him to leave the ballpark, according to arrest affidavit. Instead of leaving, the hothead began raging, telling the ump that he would kick his ass. He then punched the umpire in the face, cutting the man's lip and breaking one of his teeth. Holy shit. This is completely inexcusable. Assaulting a Little League official while he's officiating at a game where children are supposed to be having fun and learning sportsmanlike behavior, said Sheriff Grady Judd. Ramos was charged with 1 count of felony battery of a sports official and released on a $1,000 bond.
Yeah.
I did not know that they were this.
Right.
I didn't know that it's not even his kid; it's his nephew.
Yeah, sounds about right.
I did not know this was a thing.
Sports families, dude. Look up any states. States are bigger. You can look up football parents in Texas. You could look up
Baseball parents.
Little League parents, soccer parents.
Somebody send Antoine a compilation video.
Well, James says parents forget it's just a fucking game. Stop vicariously living through your children. Is that what's happening?
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really watch. I don't really watch any of the sports ball. Like, I don't deal with hand egg or anything like that. So I don't know what they're talking about.
Brianna, you're exactly right. With theater parents, it's a mixed bag. You either get supportive, or you get, I wanted to be an actress when I was younger, so I'm going to live vicariously through my kid. And that's where it really breaks down to. Dance moms, soccer moms, hockey moms, football moms, theater moms. Or theater
Don't
parents
forget the dads. The dads.
Yeah, sorry. Parents, yes. But it's mostly parents who are trying to live through their kids through whatever it happens to be.
Yeah.
That causes insanity.
So they can't just let their children be fucking children.
No.
No.
Trust me. Football parents, especially if you look at places like Texas, oh my God, the fights that you see sometimes with those parents.
See, I don't understand the draw to it.
It's not the draw. It's because they're trying to live through their kid. And then if their kid isn't, say, doing as well as they thought in their head, it's never that the kid's not good enough. Or for some of them, scarily, it can be the kid's not good enough. But for most of them, it's like, I can't believe the ref made that call. I can't believe the umpire made that call. And they will try to fight the sports authority people. Or people officiating the games. They'll try to fight them.
Yep.
Or they'll try to fight the other parents, or they'll try to fight the kids on the opposing team.
Oh, yeah. They will bully the other kids. Grown adults.
Yeah.
And often end up ruining the fun for their kids, or worse, teaching them that this is how it's supposed to be done.
Oh, yeah.
You mean to tell me... Oh, well, Ben is on it. So he sent me a video that says Little League Parents Raging Compilation number 2. And then in parentheses it says Best Fights. I will be watching that later. You mean to tell me that a grown adult gets so invested in a Little League's baseball game, a football game, or soccer game, that they actively bully the other children?
Yes.
Yeah.
They need to be drug out into the middle of the street and shot.
There are actively videos out there of parents who will bully or try to fight other children because the children did better than their kid.
They forget that this is supposed to be fun. This is supposed to be teaching them good sportsmanship, and that it's okay to lose, and sometimes you win, and if you want to be better, you have to work at it, and all those little things that people used to know, like how to lose gracefully. It's not what they teach anymore.
Nope. So that Florida man is that could be anywhere.
Sadly.
I honestly did not know.
Well, but you're a normal human being who looks at a kid's soccer game and doesn't go, "That's
not
a major
human being."
True. He wouldn't understand this.
Yeah. We're not trying to be,
we're not
or anything like that.
We're not.
Well, let's move on.
Because now we've offended you?
No, because it's...
It's breaking his brain.
I just can't grasp the fact that human adults do this.
Yeah.
In a kid's game.
Yeah.
I loved it. It is kind of cute to think he thought a man punched an umpire in Florida. This is oh my god, peak. It's like this is only happens in Florida, and
This is ridiculous.
we're
At
like,
at
dude,
least he didn't
this
punch
could happen
a
anywhere.
child. And then Ghost Dog posted another video in the Discord, so I have things to watch. But let's move on to the last bit of cringe, and then it will be time, unless, Ishtar, you have a quick one.
I do have a quick one.
Okay.
All right. A Dubai bar offering women free drinks based on their weight.
What?
Weights, and don't necessarily judge, because it doesn't go the direction you necessarily think. A Dubai bar is drawing in female customers with an unusual promotion. The more they weigh, the more free drinks they receive.
Yeah, because it takes them longer to get drunk.
The Fusion Club at the Cassel's Al Barsha Hotel announced it will be running a drink special through the end of the year, offering 12 cents in free drink credits for every pound a female customer weighs. Meaning a woman who weighing 150 pounds would receive $18.50 worth of free drinks.
So that's like 2 drinks.
Most likely. Bar manager said that there is a scale available in the bar, but customers can also use the honor system to merely tell their weight to the bartenders. Although we have a weighing machine at the bar entrance, we do not insist our guests to verify the weight. Anil Kumar, the hotel's food and beverage manager, told Insider. We believe in the magnanimity of our lady guests. He said they can write the weight on a piece of paper and give it to the bartender discreetly and enjoy drinks equal to the value they wrote on the paper. Very simple, no strings attached. The promotion's motto is, it's good to gain weight.
No! I mean, yes, it's good to gain weight. But you don't want to go from being anorexic to looking like Tess Holiday. That's bad. Putting on some weight when you are super thin, yes, that's good. It's body positivity. What the oh, God. Wren, why did you save this till the end?
Just to drive you crazy.
Exactly. Tap that brewery when Tess shows up because they weigh her and it's like, dear God.
And they have to use the honor system. I think it's hilarious that they have to use the honor system because these land whales don't want to show how much they weigh so that they can get $40, $50, $60 worth of drinks.
Well, the land whales, they might look at them and go, that's it? You know, you can be honest and get more money here. Like, no, this is all I weigh. Are you sure? Because you know it's not the skinny girl going, I'm really 400 pounds. It's the reverse. I can think of the reason why they did this, though.
I swear, I'm only 500 pounds. Yeah, in your foot.
Totally. The skinny girls already get free drinks because all the guys are buying their drinks. So this is just a way for the bigger ones to get free drinks. Kind of make them feel better.
As bad as it is to say, the heavier set ones just have to find the one that is willing to lay on the grenade.
The heavier set ones just have to wait till the beer goggles kick in.
I'm not trying to be mean. I'm telling the truth. It's very obvious that they want to get these women drunk because they want the men to make them feel better. All they have to do is find a group of at least 4 guys. At least 4. One of those has been designated the survivor, the sacrifice.
That's only if she has a hot friend, though.
No, because that's true. Yeah. So
If she has a hot friend, then the sacrifice is like, go in, go in. Ooh, the wait, a guy could just say he identifies as a woman to get the free drink credits.
James says, find one willing to be the one to lay on the grenade, or willing to get steamrolled or flattened like a pancake.
Oh,
Ouch.
All right, let's do this last science one, and then we can get out of here.
Yuck no mano!
Shame on you! You have to wait until she is actually drinking to do that, and then it comes out her nose, and it's really funny.
Yeah, no. Green tea does not feel good in the sinuses. Photos show insects on Mars, claims scientist. A professor emeritus at Ohio University claims that photos taken on Mars show actual, live, alien insects. The remarkable claim comes courtesy of Dr. William Romoser, an entomologist who has spent several years closely studying photographs taken by NASA's Mars rovers. These images, he contends, show examples of insect life forms on the red planet. His findings, along with annotated photographs of these alleged creatures, were presented at a national meeting of the Entomological Society of America in St. Louis, Missouri earlier today. There has been, and still is, life on Mars, he said.
Real quick. Ray says, Ishtar, this claim bugs me.
Ugh.
I mean, I honestly think that they are just infested with reports.
There is an apparent diversity among the Martian insect-like fauna, which may display many features similar to Terran insects that are interpreted as advanced groups. For example, the presence of wings, wing flexion, agile gliding/flight, and variously structured leg elements. Once a clear image of a given form was identified and described, it was useful in facilitating recognition of other less clear but nonetheless valid images of the same basic form. Dr. Romoser maintains that the photos show examples of both live and fossilized specimens. The presence of higher metazoan organisms on Mars implies the presence of nutrient/energy sources and processes, food chains and webs, and water as elements in a viable, if extreme, ecological setting sufficient to sustain life, he said. The evidence of life on Mars presented here provides a strong basis for many additional important biological as well as social and political questions. An annotated photograph of an alleged fossilized specimen can be viewed at a link at the bottom of the article. And I'm sorry, but looking at the headline picture, it's very, very fuzzy. And
I mean, it is a
looks
bug.
like a rock outcropping. Sorry. There just looks like a rock outcropping to me.
Ben says, just raid them out of the planet.
Ah! That's awful.
It doesn't look like an insect. I think it's a rock. What do you think, Wren?
I don't know. It can go either way. It could be a fossilized bug.
You just want to believe that's what it is.
I don't know. I said it could be a rock. It could be a fossilized bug. It could be a bug. I don't know.
Well, it is about that time, ladies.
Yes, it is.
We have learned a lot. We have learned that you can stash crack cocaine in your belly button.
Yes.
We have learned that if you do not allow gay penguins to adopt, they're just going to steal the egg.
Mm-hmm.
We have learned that boars are crack whores.
Yes, they are. And there's a bar in Dubai that if you're really fat, you can drink for free all night.
Only if you're a woman.
Well, or identify as a woman. We have to be inclusive.
Fair enough. So I think it's been a rather interesting evening.
Indeed.
Indeed.
And I hope it's been interesting for the rest of you as well. Because this is MSNBC, my snarky news broadcasting channel. All of the news, none of the pants. Where I have been joined by my amazing co-hosts who put up with me far more than they should. Wren
Yes.
from Relations and Shitlords Anonymous.
Night, guys.
As well as Ishtar from her very own Twitch channel, and where she plays some characters on Cyberdemon Gaming and shows up every once in a while here as Sarah on Help with the Guildless.
Good night, everybody.
What the hell was that?
That was Pop Pop.
Oh, God. And with that being said, my name is Antoine the Great. I hope you all have enjoyed the show.
Awful voice.
No.
Good night.
God
Good
damn
night,
it.
everybody.
I hope you all have enjoyed the show. And I hope to see you all next time. Have a good evening.